So let's jump right in. The results are in. What did the poll find when it comes to the race for Senator Barbara Boxer's seat?
It's actually pretty overwhelming. A lot of political observers thought that this race might be closer because in the top two primary with two Democrats in the race, Republicans are forced into a choice that's maybe not comfortable, and usually that means they pick the moderate. But in this case, it looks like Harris is ahead. She's got 51% and 19% for Sanchez. And she's ahead in almost every subgroup you can name. Where she does the best is amongst Latinos, and even there she only gets 33%, and that ties with what Harris gets.
So both Sanchez and Harris are Democrats. Did either one of them get overwhelming support from Republicans?
Neither one of them are getting overwhelming support for Republicans, but Harris is getting more support than anyone else. There's still about a third of Republicans who are undecided, which makes sense because they're forced into a tough choice that, they have to pick a Democrat. But, it's very much the case that they look like they're trending towards Harris, which is a bit surprising.
So where is Sanchez's biggest support? Where does she have the strongest support?
Sanchez has the strongest support amongst Latinos, but even then it's only 33%. She has 25% amongst people making $50,000 to $100,000. But really her support is, 25% or below in almost every subgroup you can think of.
How about Proposition 64 to legalize recreational marijuana? What did the poll find?
We found 71% support for legalizing marijuana, which is kind of surprising because only 6 years ago in 2010, 54% of voters voted down an initiative to legalize marijuana.
That's more support overall for legalizing recreational marijuana than other recent polls. Why might that be?
One of the reasons is that this poll was commissioned by NPR stations across the state, and they were interested in understanding the opinions of all Californians, not just likely voters. And so some of the people in our poll may not end up voting. For example, the youngest voters, 84% of them, or the youngest respondents, I should say, 84% of them support legalizing non-medical recreational marijuana. Many of them probably won't end up voting. So that's why our numbers are probably a little bit high.
So Prop 64 supported not only by Democrats, but Republicans. Is this new?
Yeah, it's actually surprising. Although, if you look at nationwide polls on marijuana, the trend has been increasing support amongst all subsets of the population, and that's been true in California as well. I mean, even back in 2010 when we had a similar initiative on the ballot, early on, if you asked a generic question, people were in support of, legalizing marijuana in general. It's just that when they got to the specifics and started thinking about the potential downsides, for children or for traffic accidents and so forth, that the support started to erode. And I suspect that will start to happen from here on out when people start to pay attention to this initiative as well.